Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley is back in the race for Wisconsin governor. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson reports from his campaign relaunch in Milwaukee.
During the rally, Governor Tony Evers released his official endorsement for David Crowley, writing that the state needs Crowley to win against Republican Tom Tiffany in the November general election.
You deserve a strong Democratic candidate, and that's exactly why I am re-entering this race to be the next Democratic candidate.
A high-energy room filled with union heads, local elected officials, and even Crowley's middle school social studies teacher.
We do have absentee ballots. We were just laughing about it. They're sitting on the counter, and I'm glad we've waited because things have changed so much.
Last week, Crowley dropped out of the race to endorse Sarah Rodriguez. When Rodriguez's campaign finance problems came into center view, she dropped out Friday morning, and now Crowley is returning.
This last week, this has been one hell of a week, guys.
Some critics say Crowley was picked by the Democratic establishment to push out Democratic socialist Francesca Hong in the primary.
Well, I don't know who the establishment is, and when you think about the state of Wisconsin, well, again, when you think about the state of Wisconsin, you look at a black kid from the city of Milwaukee, this is not what the establishment looks like.
Crowley says he is the Democratic candidate with the experience and coalition necessary to win.
This race is not just about who can win the primary, y'all. This is about winning in November.
This major shakeup in the race is happening just a few weeks out from the primary on August 11th, and absentee voting is already underway. From Milwaukee, Vanessa Kelson.